All right. Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you to whoever kicked that. Fantastic. Going to invite people from the marketing growth workstream up onto the stage. Oh my God, Hunt, you can't just bring yourself up here anymore. That's a travesty.
Dude, I know.
We got to get you at least that permission. That's impossible.
Yeah, you're telling me, bro.
All right, we'll give a couple more seconds for people to filter in here. All right, great. So, welcome to Office Hours for the Marketing Growth Workstream. This is where we give a short update on what we are doing, things that are on the maybe all workstream members should be able to join stage. Great idea, Ron. This is where we give an update on what we're doing. This is where we talk about upcoming strategy for how we are approaching marketing and growing the DAO, and where we have sort of an open discussion about anything that could be going on, or anything that you want to talk about marketing and workstream. For those of you who don't know, I am Pete Coyne. I am the workstream leader. With me, I've got Toasty, who's director of brand and partnerships, Ethan, community growth, and Hunt, director of growth. We are just we're at your service. We serve at the pleasure of the DAO, and we just moved this to an office hours format last week, and so we appreciate you guys coming to it. So, overall, what we are working on and the way the strategy is looking for this week, and the way what we're seeing is to continue to press along on data and gap analysis. So one of the big things that the marketing workstream has been trying to accomplish for the past little while has been to find people who are very skilled in Dune analytics to start setting up decentralized dashboards for us that we can start reporting back to the DAO. I have personally had conversations with 13 people, been ghosted by 11. One simply responded with if this is not a coin that I can create a dashboard for to pump and then sell, I am not interested, which is obviously not the kind of person we wanted to be working with. And then one person has yet to get back to me. I have calls in with a previous centralized Fox as well to try to figure that out. But that is one of our most pressing needs that we keep looking for help with, is someone to help us build out a full dashboard on Dune Analytics that has, a lot of metrics that we have detailed out that we're ready to go forward with. And the gap analysis is the other side of that coin. So we have a bounty hunter who has a great skill set and who has picked up a bounty to push forward on addressing where we are right now, and then they are going to approach external marketing agencies that say that they focus on the Web3 DeFi space and act as a potential client and see what they do that we may not do. And so what we are going to be doing is basically then learning from them and taking those gaps back into the team and looking to fill out with more and more of those strategies. So that is the big one from sort of an internal standpoint. And then externally is around starting to plan conferences like ETH Denver and ETH Barcelona, and continue with partnerships such as GigaChad, on Juno, Colony's mission control launch, and stuff like that. And then obviously just continue to generate marketing and growth initiatives around things that are happening, such as the Coinbase Pro announcement that just went live today, or any other integrations or things that we are working on. So that is kind of the overall strategy that we are looking at for this week. And I'll turn it over to Toasty for running the rest of the office hours, and we'll take any questions that the community has at any time. Just raise your hand or write it in the stage chat, and let's start a conversation.
Cool. Thanks, Pete, for the intro and catching everybody up on what we're doing. The one thing you mentioned, that the big one standing out that Hunt and I are trying to tackle right now. So, the first question I have to this group is, if anybody knows what the liquidity conditions to be met for us launching on Coinbase Pro tomorrow, Pete, please feel free to raise your hand and come up to the stage, or you just DM me or Hunt or anybody. So if anybody has some insight into that, we're going to be asking anyone and everyone, just to see if that's something we need to adjust on our end, if that's something we can ask the community to help out with to meet those conditions, if it's something we need to do governance proposal. So if anybody has a little bit more insight into that, that would be greatly appreciated. So that's just helping us with the announcement. Other than that, there's some big things coming up. As we get closer to 2022, we're all have our eyes set right now on ETH Denver, and some of the other ETH Barcelona conferences. When that one's going to be decided, we don't know yet. But super excited to be at ETH Denver. Hopefully as a sponsor, hopefully have some after parties. So anybody that can attend, from the DAO will be greatly appreciated. But on that note, I'm going to kind of open forum this. So if anybody has any, suggestions, things we could be doing better, just want to kind of like chit chat, ask us some questions, pick our brains a little bit, raise your hand. We can bring you up to the stage, or if you want to just post it in the stage chat, we can kind of monitor it and go through there and maybe answer some of the questions you guys have. So give a second for any hands to come up, or we can kind of just monologue a little bit. See, never was typing.
Looks like Jess asked to be on stage. I invited you to speak. I think you just have to accept the request to speak. There we go.
There you go.
You hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm a very new newbie. I just started reading on the Discord chat last week and trying to figure out how to get involved. And one of the things that I've discovered is that I didn't know how to get involved. So there's a lot of information out there, which I think everyone's doing a great job of. Arena, I really liked all of the newsletters. I think that that's a quick, easy way to get info. But one of the things I was struggling with is how do I know where to go to get the information? And I know this is more of like an HR onboarding type of thing, except that in this situation that doesn't really exist. So I created something that Arena you're going to check out in terms of how to get involved. But I guess I just am wondering, like, for people that are new, is the best way to get involved just to try to, join meetings like this and create content and see where it goes from there?
Arena, did you hear that question?
Yeah, sorry, I had problems with my mic. So hey Jess, thank you for joining the stage, and thanks for writing that blog. I'll have a read through it today and I'll provide my feedback. So yes, the best thing to get involved is join these type of meetings, participate in the calls, join our Discord chats, read our forums. We post our proposals on the forum, and I think you've got a link for that as well. So it's really good way to check out what the DAO is proposing, what's coming up. And yeah, so just continue to participate and get involved, get a feel for how we are doing it.
Do we tweet stuff out? Like, does the ShapeShift Twitter tweet things out? Like, here's how you can get involved. I know that I've seen the Discord, but is there like information that directs people? Like, hey, do you have skills in marketing? We're looking for data analysts. Do we do
Yeah,
stuff
absolutely.
like that?
Yeah, we've done that, and we also have a channel on here for jobs and bounties. I've been meaning to get better about posting availabilities and bounties and stuff, but to be 100%, we haven't really had like a full idea of what we need done and the bounties and the contributors that we need, and it's really just falling into place now. So the best way to get involved really is doing exactly what you're doing. Getting on stage and asking how, introducing yourself, and then going from there. But yeah, we've definitely been meaning to get better about vocalizing like our availabilities and what we need and stuff like that. So thank you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, great. Thanks for hopping up on the stage asking those questions. And yeah, that's something, as Hunt mentioned. Yeah, we do have a Twitter. We'll posting more about that. So I appreciate the comments and questions. Cool. Anybody else have a topic they want to talk about? Anything related to marketing? Doesn't have to be related to marketing. Could be related to the DAO. Could be related to some of the stuff I'm working on. Branding, partnerships. The best thing I wanted to present as well is if you guys see a cool project in the DeFi space that we're not integrating yet, feel free to, add my, at Toasty anywhere it is, like in our Discord, say, hey, like I came across this cool project, I came across this thing that I'm thinking about integrating. My whole job here now is to, facilitate that and make sure that, we can get moving forward on all of those projects and those cool ideas that you have. So no matter what it is, even if it's a family friend project thing that you're working on, or just something you saw that you thought was cool that we should take a look at, that would be really helpful for ShapeShift. Just ping me, and that'll get the ball rolling on that. Let's check out the chat. I see Gray Machines hands up. Cool. You should be. I invited you to come up and speak, Gray Machine.
You accept. Am I unmuted?
Cool.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to quickly ask if you are interested in all to doing any marketing or PR around this One Hive project that recently it's kind of wrapping up right now. I wanted to try to get ShapeShift involved more, but it happened so quickly that it was just like, oh, I just went ahead and did it. But the short story is that One Hive is doing like a generative NFT project, and they invited different groups to participate, different DAOs and different just different designers. So we are involved in this project as ShapeShift through me. And the idea was to design generative NFTs that are representative of your group that fit the One Hive B. So I posted some images. If you haven't, I can post them again. So we have a sort of like a Fox B that I did. So they're about to launch it. I don't think we need like a massive marketing campaign, but I wonder if it's worth making an image or just retweeting or posting, that this One Hive project is going to go live soon.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we're looking for. That's anything that we can retweet or even just tweet out on our own, like, should be done as much as possible. We're always looking for new content. As you can see, sometimes we go through like spells where we're trying to like juggle a bunch of stuff going out at the same time, but other times there's a couple like little lulls here and there. So yeah, I would definitely like to talk about that, get that retweeted at a minimum. I mean, if we can, craft a tweet up. If you just saw on like or maybe it's in our internal channel, but we just, hey, we need to get a tweet out, and it took us about 5 minutes to craft it up. So something as simple as that too. We're always looking for new stuff. So definitely just like ping me in that, or Hunt, or both of us, but primarily me. Like either of us are primarily running the social.
That's one of the things that we might want to get to today or tomorrow is talking to the guy that's actually developing that project. That's the one in that group DM that I brought you in on the NFT.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so we're locked in with him, Gray. We've actually been planning on doing some promo and stuff. I think they're even sending over 5 of those NFTs to the treasury too.
Cool.
Willie had to create like a XDAI, Gnosis safe and all of that, but yeah, that's cool.
Who was that? What's his name? Billy Jitsu, or is that somebody else?
Yeah, Billy.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm glad they. Yeah, okay. I was gonna try to bridge that, but apparently that's already happening. Cool.
Yeah, me and Toasty are actually we want to pick his brain a little bit too, since he just did a drop. We definitely want to have a meeting with him and talk a little bit and see if we can't get him to help me and Toasty do a drop of our own. So
cool. That's all.
Yeah, that's been a little project that we've been working on, in the sidelines. Hunt and I too have been, it kind of got sidebarred a little bit while we work through some other stuff, but one of the big projects we want to talk about for the future of, raising money and stuff, funds for the DAO, is doing a, more PFP style NFT launch. And so there's been a lot of partnerships that want to, partner with us and stuff as well. So we're going to be talking through a few of these companies.
Cool. Yeah, they did
Cool,
that.
thanks.
They self-funded that whole thing. So if they had more funding and more partnerships going on, I think it could be even bigger and better than what they got.
Yeah, that's what I was talking to him a little bit. That's one of the reasons I want to get him on a call, is because he did it with like a bare bones budget. So he has like it's not like he paid his way to success. He's going to be successful with very minimal budget, if at all, a budget. So definitely excited to talk to him a little bit and see what kind of like ideas he can bring to the table. I think I even told him like, hey, if you end up helping me and Toasty get this through, I think there should be like a bounty in it for you. So I'm definitely exploring that as far as I can.
Cool. That's all I got. I'll hop off stage.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Gray. I appreciate that. And then in the stage chat, when we first brought you up, we have something from Easy, just asking a little bit more about focusing on LP partnerships like Tokamak, Elk, and et cetera. Yes, very much so. We're definitely continuing with anything we integrate. You know, really is like the one benefit we bring as well is the cross marketing platform. And you know, we've spent a couple years while it was centralized ShapeShift of building out the brand, building out the social. You know, obviously we have some big hitters with every now and then getting Eric Voorhees' Twitter account to help us out. So yeah, the cross marketing and cross platforming that continues after we've already done the integration, going forward with further integrations. So we like to hear if anything, like if those communities are speaking openly about us, if, you know, again, somebody just tags us, we're in most of those discords. Hunter, myself can be found in any of those, like the Tokamak, the Elk ones. So if something happens in there and we just miss it, feel free to like ping us in there. And we can obviously get it like retweeted on social, but we can talk about doing some of the larger campaigns as well. Another thing, you know, while we wait for maybe somebody to raise their hand, that's kind of like top of mind for myself, and you know, it's something Pete Coin and I have been, you know, talking about in the past, and Hunt as well. I owe him a bunch of swag, but is working really hard on like getting some merchandising. We had a proposal and like a go through not too long ago, that kind of fell off a little bit. So it's something we're repivoting around, especially, you know, holiday season coming up. We're hoping to really like, you know, get some kind of merch store, some kind of merch offerings, because we know that was really popular in the past. And in the past, we never really sold our merchandise. It was always given out as promotions, and you know, we can consider to do that. I'm sure, you know, Peacoin can justify some of the budget set aside for us to do some merch drops, and you know, really benefit the community that's been here with some cool shirts. And finally, maybe give Hunt some of the shirts and gold keys that he's been promised for a couple months now.
Yeah, and we are and the top drawer merch proposal that's in Snapshot right now looks like it is well within it's going to pass for sure. And so we will have a partner, top drawer merch, and they're going to set up a full on thing with 70% of the profits going back to the DAO in the form of USDC at the end of each quarter. So there's definitely an opportunity. We're definitely going to be working with them, and so building out our offering there is fantastic.
Nice. Thanks, Pete Coin, for chiming in. Cool. Any other questions, topics? You kind of see what we've been discussing a little bit. Any cool new projects we should be paying attention to? Anything that, you know, we might have missed in the news? Luna has her hand up. Let me. All right, cool. You've been invited to come up on stage.
Hello.
Hello, hello. We can hear you.
Did we lose Luna?
Might have. Hey, Luna, you're on mute. We could hear you earlier.
It's all right. We can move on. She'll tap in.
Cool. Yeah, let's just leave her up on stage. Is there anybody else that wants to kind of join us up here, has a question, burning comments, telling us what we're doing right, telling us what we're doing wrong? Just to pop up here and say a nice GM. Anything going on? All right, I see Jess has her hand raised again. Let's bring her back up. Hey, you guys able to add Jess back up on the stage? It looks like the invite's already been sent.
Yeah. There we go.
I see
Hey,
it. Sorry,
welcome
that was
back.
on my end. Hi. So, I'm wondering in terms of content creation, if there is a central location for people to, decentrally pick topics to write on. So, like, I know I reached out to Arena to ask about and have a discussion about what I could create. But is there some place where someone's like, okay, I want to get involved. I want to write about, elk or whatever it is. And then like click on that, and then it shows like in progress. So we're not duplicating efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of the things we're working on Notion right now, to really readjust our bounty situation and like our presentation on bounties. Unfortunately, I do not believe, I don't know, somebody could tap in. I don't think that the entire Notion is fully public yet, but we could possibly add you or something like that. We're really trying to build that out, so we can create like a flow, like you said. But the best thing to do right now is really like talk to Arena or talk to me or something and line up like the various content that we plan on doing right now. I'm actually trying to push like a content calendar out so I can like post ideas for content creators to like write about, and we can like run
Yeah.
it through the process, like you're saying, like put it in pending or just like tap in with me in Arena and be like, hey, Jess is on this article or Jess is on this subject or she's working on this project, and we can go from there. So really tapping in with Arena for now, at least until we get this content calendar created and built out, is probably the best way to do it. But like you said, we really don't have anything built out that makes it frictionless to just jump on and start creating like any given article that we have written, but it's definitely a plan, and it's definitely like
What's the timeline on that? Like, is this in progress, or would it be
yeah.
easy to just create? Okay.
Yeah, so we're trying to create this content calendar on Notion right now. It actually is already there. We have a few items on it, but that's one of the things that I really want to try to jump into this week, not only with me, but with some other people too. Really try to like build that out. So yeah, incoming.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks for hopping back up, Jess, asking that question. All right, Luna just said that they're back and have Wi-Fi. So if you want to unmute yourself for.
All right, this should be better.
There you go.
Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to touch base. I believe I'm on the 5th or 6th. I'm losing track of the NFTs. And so they are in the ShapeShiftDAO treasury. So I'm not sure if this is a marketing question and or a treasury question, but we do have options there to either auction them, gift them, sell them, whatever they choose. So I just want to remind everyone that we do have access to those. And I did have some people that were super interested in some of the earlier ones, the cave painting in particular. So I don't know if it would behoove all of us to post some of them or maybe auction one off. So just wanted to throw that out there.
It's a great question. I'll jump in on this. I think that it's something that we can start a greater conversation with. I think the idea of auctioning them off, and you're right that it bridges two places, right? Like the idea of giving them away in return for something is interesting from a marketing and growth perspective, especially if it can be used to secure a partnership or something along those lines. Whereas selling them, provides an interesting treasury diversification possibility for the TDC or the treasury or the tokenomics workstream writ large. So I think that it would be interesting to think about. I don't know what the right answer is. My general thoughts on this though are that I would personally rather see them sold as a way to help meet some of the tokenomics work streams goals of sort of diversifying our treasury, building a baseline that can weather, and building reserves that can weather a bear market, and the things that have been discussed in those calls. I also think it's a very interesting thought experiment as well, because I've spoken about this before, both on these calls and with many people in general. But I think that there's an opportunity for the ShapeShift DAO to become a place where people who are digital art creators like yourself can join this collective, help us build this DAO, and have their art both integrated into the DAO itself, put onto merch through Top Drawer merch, or have their have the rights via NFT sold into the greater community after the DAO builds hype around them, either through T-shirt designs or putting them in announcements or so on and so forth. And it would be an interesting process to almost like start selling a couple of or one or two of the NFTs to almost establish a baseline and see if that's like a sustainable or a model that we could move forward with. Imagine a world where we have the opportunity through data showing this that like we could attract artists, they create a piece of art that ends up going on a Top Drawer merch drop that we drop in support of us going to ETH Barcelona maybe, or some sort of conference, and then people get excited about the opportunity or about the art itself, and we then say like, hey, we are now offering this up as an NFT, and if you purchase this NFT, that shuts down production of these shirts. Once the NFT is owned by someone other than the DAO, basically you create scarcity with these shirts, no other shirts will be produced, and so on and so forth. And if that could become a replicatable cycle of people coming, bringing art into the DAO, we have an agreement with them where they get compensated for it in some way. We do a release, we build hype, and then those things get sold, bringing more revenue back to the DAO, funding more of these things. It feels like there could be a really interesting flywheel effect there if we like approach it creatively. But those are just kind of like my general thoughts when you said that.
Yeah, I love that. And I think there are a lot of opportunities and possibilities with this. And it is something that we should definitely dive into deeper and just sort of play around with and see what would be the best solution for all of it.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming up and bringing that up. So we'll definitely look into that. Cool. Is there anything else? Really like seeing some of the familiar names on here from Centralized that came to our old Centralized marketing office hours. So it kind of feels like that a little bit, doing a little bit of open forum. So it feels like a little bit of a throwback, right, Petecoin?
Oh yeah, sure does. I mean, we just the more people that get involved, the better is how I've always felt. There's no monopoly on good ideas, and leveraging the strength of a decentralized organization means leveraging ideas from everywhere. I think we'll all just be better for it. So, tell your friends, tell everybody. Join these office hours. We'd love to see people here.
Cool. Well, if there's no other hands raised or topics that anybody wants to discuss, maybe even anybody up here on stage, do you want to give everybody a little bit of their time back?
Hey guys, I had
Yeah.
a
Hey Josh,
quick.
how's it going?
Good, Toasty. I think this is a quick question. Do we have any kind of metrics, or like, can we use Google Analytics or anything just to like look at page views of app.shapeshift.com?
The centralized infrastructure is being held by centralized ShapeShift while it still exists. My understanding is that there are still some of those legacy systems in place. Google Analytics being a free tool, I imagine, is definitely there, but I don't think that. You were talking about app.shapeshift.com, so that is definitely there. So I think that there is definitely a way that we can do it, and I personally don't see any reason why like we couldn't be just given access to that stuff, because it's you can't change the site itself, but we could those are metrics that can be gathered. Yeah.
What would need to happen just to get that? Like we need account approval or something from the foundation that owns the shapeshift.com domain, or like what
Yeah,
exactly?
I'm not 100% clear myself. I mean, from like just a tactical standpoint, all we would need is for like myself or someone else who is skilled in Google Analytics to, receive approval to have our account added into that Google Analytics instance, and then we can pull stuff from there. But I'm not really sure how that relationship works. It could be just as simple as just like an ask, or it may be a more involved process. We've just, it's not that we've been sort of keeping our eyes closed to current ShapeShift. It's just that for the past couple of weeks, we've been just really heads down on trying to build a decentralized data structure, and trying to find people who are like really talented with Dune Analytics to help us set that up. So we just haven't like gone down the path for this yet. But if it's a pretty easy ask. Are you desiring those metrics?
I think it would just be neat to see, like, I mean, we haven't even done a promotional launch or anything of it yet, but yeah, what difference would it make when we do a promotional launch? Is there more or less? I mean, just all that, even if it's just, here's the number of times that someone entered that in a browser. We don't have any other data except for the number of times that someone went to that URL, you know?
So Josh, Cloudflare collects all that data for all Cloudflare sites. And since we're hosting it in Cloudflare pages, we can have visitors and even visitor breakdown by region and all that data is provided by Cloudflare.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a login there. I'm going to go check that out. Good point. Thank you, Highlander.
Yeah, we can probably get some like metrics off of Alexa as well.
I still think it'd be interesting to go to Google Analytics and get whatever other additional details we can get through there too. But I'll maybe follow up with the foundation about that.
Yeah, the issue with analytics is you get into tracking where it's more than just visitors. It's what the visitors are doing and where they've been and where they go. And
my understanding, and to actually correct me if I'm wrong here, Pete Coin Toasty, is Google Analytics something you have to turn on and you have to like make calls to, or is it? I had just kind of had some kind of vision that it was just some tracking that they could do automatically. Maybe I'm wrong.
it's
If
a
it's
software bundle that the client downloads. So you put it in the site, and then the user now has that tracking software in their browser.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have the script in there on the product or site that you're using for it to
You
call.
do. Oh, all right. Then Highlander's correct. We don't have that. Okay. Okay, good. Good for me to know. Thank you. That's it for me.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for hopping up, Josh. I saw Never was trying to get up here. Was that probably due to what he answered about the tracking tool? Cool. Any other questions, comments, concerns about what we're up to here on the marketing and growth workstream? A little bit more time. Pete, Hunt, what are your thoughts on giving everybody some time back this afternoon?
Oh, let's definitely do it.
Cool. All right. Well, Pete, thanks for kicking it off, and then let me, jump in and kind of moderate this a little bit. Appreciated it. All right, everybody. Well,
All right.
thanks for joining the office hours. This was super awesome and productive to have everybody join, and come to the next one. We should have some good announcements and everything as we start building this out a little bit more. Yeah, and looking forward to DAOing it with all of you. Pete, got any closing words?
No, let's go DAO it. It's a pleasure seeing you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, everybody.